the document first, right? I sent it to him. I was like, you need to add your pieces to it, then upload it. That was for the first assignment.
Yep.
So what he did, he took screenshots of my document, and he took screenshots of, for some reason, of his document, and he decided to use the screenshots as the document, not actually the materials of the document itself. Yeah, exactly, right? So he sends me this document, right, which is the finished one from the first assignment. And I'm like, cool. In my new document, I'll just drag and drop these materials in, which were like layouts for a website, right?
Yep.
Like just drag them in like elements. No, couldn't do it because they were all screenshots. So I was like, cool. Okay, man. I'm gonna need you to send me these like things individually. It's just like, I was like, oh yeah, okay. I'll get them to you. Like 30 minutes later, nothing. I was like, fuck it. I'll just like re-screenshot them and turn them into their own individual elements.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hey man, okay, cool. Can you send our time logs through? And then gets back to me after like an hour. So it's like, fuck man, I don't know where they are. I've lost them. And I'm like, how in 2020 do you lose a document? And the worst part is, this wasn't even the first time he's lost a document for me. This was the second document he lost while we were working together this semester.
How do you even do that? Like, just chuck it on Google Drive, chuck it on backup, anything.
Exactly. How do you lose a document in 2020? What?
He cleaned up his computer, you know, there's the once in a lifetime thing you do. Yeah, that's how you do.
Nah, I feel like it's an absence of it being clean. Like, I just don't understand how you lose a document. Anyway, so what that meant was Jordan went back to his old time log because he actually knows where it was.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed my stuff, but then I had to manually type out his time log, which took like an hour and a half. And I was like, dude, this shit is just the fucking worst. And the worst part is he's a mature age student, so, you know.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
he printed out his document, his dog ate it, something like that.
Dude, his Cyberdog ate it. It's not his desktop anymore.
You know, just mature age student things. You see, you should have led with that. It makes sense now.
Yeah, and then, so I got all that done. I'm like, cool, dude, you ready to upload? He's just like, the code for the website's really not good yet. Some of the functionality's not there. And I was like, okay, well, when's it going to be done? And he's just like, it'll have to be today. And then he went to our teacher and he fucking got us an extension for 24 hours, which meant I wasn't able to upload because he's like, no, let's upload everything together. So I had to wait another full day for this guy. And then I was like, cool, okay, dude, here's the deal. I need you to make a video of you explaining the website and the features on it. He's just like, oh, yeah, no worries. He sends me the video. He makes it a fucking mono track. You can only hear it in the left headphone.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, sir, you've panned this to only the left headphone. It's like, oh, shit. Oh, well, you'll be able to that right? And I'm like, I'm just going to upload it. And that's the story of working with boomers.
Love that. And yeah, for those of you who don't know, Geordie has now graduated uni, so
it's done.
Big ups, boy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
5 years? 4?
5, yeah, because my 3 years was for primary ed, and then I switched to interactive media and design, which was two in a semester.
There you go. Madness.
All
right. Well, without further ado, let's jump into the podcast for April 2020. YouTube, what's good? See you later, gaming here, and welcome back to the Game Lounge podcast for April 2020. After a 6-month hiatus, we are back for our first podcast for the year 2020. We're back to talk about everything gaming, from the new PlayStation 5 controller, the Inside Xbox press conference, and how everything in the gaming world has reacted to coronavirus. If you want to catch us a day early, you can do so anywhere it's available, so SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, iTunes, or Spotify, or you can keep it locked right here on YouTube. Just type in Game Lounge Podcast. Rolling with me today are my twin co-hosts with the most, Jordan and Braden. Can I get your opening statement, Braden?
Hello, I'm Braden. I haven't been here for a long time, neither of you. Exciting times.
It's very exciting times.
It just took a pandemic to bring us back together.
We're back for our bi-yearly podcast.
Really, it just took school holidays for me.
School holidays for Braden, pandemic for Geordie and I. Amazing. Geordie, can I get your opening statement?
Yeah, wash your hands, you filthy animals.
That's
Keep your corona away from me.
Yeah, I'll keep mine along the same line for my opening statement. Stay inside, stay safe, stop the spread. I fucking hate being inside I haven't left the house in like 6 days now. It sucks.
That's a good life. No, if I'm honest, so many people complain about. I'm like, well, this is fine for me. I'm used to this.
Yeah.
Like it's like nothing to me. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
I really want to. The only thing I really go out for is like food.
Yeah, nothing's really changed. It's just like you go to the supermarket and then there's people losing their fucking potatoes, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can I tell you a story about when I went to the shop the other day?
Oh yeah, go.
So I went in. The first thing I went into was like one person like freaking out the door with like their mask and everything. And then legit, this one guy, old man, walks in and he's like just like looking at everyone like they're idiots. And then I run into him again like at like the deli, and because you know how you have to have 7 of the certain spots. He turns to me and he's like, "Oh, this is so stupid. This is fucking ridiculous. Blah 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 blah." I'm like, dude, this is all for you. You're the most likely one here to get it.
Yeah.
People just don't understand still.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen my grandparents now in like 2 and a bit months. Because they're like, oh yeah, we don't want you to come over. And I was like, hey, no fair. I get that. It's like, they're old, they're vulnerable. Grandma's 88, grandpa's 90. Yeah, gotta do my part. But aside from that, back to the gaming topics. So I guess to start off, we're just going to talk about the top 5 picks of games we've been playing. Braden, you can take the start on this one too.
As always, League of Legos. Yeah, just been playing that. Hey, Clash has been fun. They've been doing that a fair bit lately.
Clash is good.
Yeah, so for some reason we win lose back every time. We lose against the winners of the whole comp every time at the start, and then we win every other game. It happens every time. I've had to switch lanes because people. But yeah, it's been fun. I read the game I've probably been most playing is TFT, TFR Tactics. And yeah, I'm almost in Diamond, so that's fun.
Nice.
For the new season, just started like a month ago, and I've already climbed pretty quick.
Yeah.
Bet a lot. First season, I was like 1 game off Diamond, and I couldn't be bothered anymore because I fell. And then the second season, I barely played. This third one, I climbed really, really quick, so I'm trying to push hard.
Nice.
Yeah. Besides that, Animal Crossing, I've been playing that.
Yep.
I haven't been playing it as hard as, say, like Geordie has.
Yeah, I've been going at it.
Yeah. I go on it like maybe at the moment like once a day just to do my like daily stuff I need to do.
Yep.
I haven't really sat down and like done my house too much yet. As I haven't been bothered really. I know I will eventually. Been playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the Dragon Ball Z game. Yep, that's fun. I've almost finished. I think I've probably got like 2 hours left, but I haven't played it in like a week. And just been playing NBA 2K. Just started a new season, so I've been bored.
Very nice.
And did like a fantasy draft thing, and yeah, doing that. It's fun.
Filling that sports void with a bit of fantasy.
Yeah. Well, League just came back,
That's
so like the LCS, they're doing it all online now. So I think that's really good.
Nice. Yeah, doing it for a couple of esports, which is good to see. It fills that bit of a void that traditional sports has dropped off.
How funny! Have you seen the videos of like the people like when ESPN's been playing like esports? They're like, oh, it's so real. Like I seen a video on like I'm pretty sure it was Twitter of like an old dude is freaking out because like the racing was on, but it was like esports. And he's like, it's so real. Oh my god! I'm like,
yeah.
I guarantee if this happened like 6 months ago, you'd be like, why the hell is this on here? It's stupid.
Yeah, because NASCAR's doing simulations of all their races.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
And it's getting more viewers than actual NASCAR. Yeah.
I love that.
Because there's nothing else to watch.
That's too
and have you seen how like the NBA players are playing 2K tournament at the moment.
I have seen that, yeah.
Yeah,
Not
it's
bad.
good. They're all streaming now.
Yeah, everyone's getting on that. Luca's playing a bit of Overwatch. Yeah, everyone's sort of got their little niche at the moment to fill the time and build up that sort of secondary following, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Jordy, what have you been playing recently?
So I've been playing League of Legends still.
Yep.
On the rank grind with Braden.
Yep.
We won 5 in a row yesterday and both moved up a rank, which is surprising because that game is hell. So, been playing Half-Life Alyx, which is amazing.
Nice.
It's incredible. It probably, at the moment, is probably gonna be my game of the year. Probably the only thing that can stop it is probably Cyberpunk, but we'll have to see.
Yep.
But yeah, that game is a masterpiece. I think I'm nearly done. Yeah, that game's sick.
How long's the campaign?
I don't know, because I'm kind of losing time when I go into VR. I feel like we played it for at least, I want to say 10 hours at the moment.
That's pretty good.
I think.
And how are you
I don't know.
like wearing the headset? Like, how long are you going for sessions?
Usually 3 hours?
Oh, damn, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. The first session was rough.
Yep.
But I've got like my sea legs underneath me.
Yep.
So I'm not really getting like that game does a lot of good for like not giving you motion sickness though.
Yeah.
It's like very intelligent.
That's good.
Yeah. So like the only thing, the only reason why in the first PlayStation was because there was like a few moments where you're like kind of climbing up ladders and stuff and like jumping over things, which feels really strange to be like thrown into straight away.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's really good.
That's
Story's super great. Gameplay's amazing. I understand completely why they went with VR instead of just PC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. It's super good.
There you go. Very good.
Been playing Borderlands 3, the new DLC, Guns, Love, and Tentacles.
Yes.
It was really good. I really love the Lovecraftian theme. It super fits the Borderlands aesthetic, and it's probably their most impressive visual display for their environments. It looks amazing. And the story in this DLC is much better than the base game.
Yeah.
Like, much better. Like, I mean, it's still Borderlands, so it's like incredibly well written. But it's much better than fucking whatever the main story was in 3.
Yeah.
Hey, the side missions were the best.
Hey.
Side missions are always better than the main missions.
Yeah, side missions are always fun.
Or the new DLC possibly has, I think, the greatest side mission in any Borderlands game ever. It is just hilarious. Like, it's like proper funny like writing and like what happens in the side mission. I don't want to spoil it, but it's highly good.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah. Animal Crossing New Horizon. This game is stealing my life. But it's like a love-hate relationship. There's some stuff in it that I fucking hate, but there's like a lot of stuff that I love. Like, I love that you can like terraform the island and like, you know, put rivers where you want to put rivers, or like build land where you want to build land. I think that's really cool. And I love the visuals are so nice. I went back and watched like a video of what the version I played was, and I think it was New Leaf, and it looks like trash compared to this. It looks so bad. But yeah, I mean, what I love about it is that, like, yeah, the visuals look super nice now. I love all the like items in the game. They all look really good, and they have like nice little animations and stuff. The customization's really nice too. But I fucking hate breakable tools.
Oh,
Shit. It's
yep.
just It's just the worst shit ever. It's like
you'd think by like a certain point in the game, they're like, all right, here's the perfect one, what doesn't break anymore.
so the
You know what I mean?
So the deal with that is, right, okay, so early game, you're going to be using a lot of flimsy tools, which I think for like fishing rods, it's like you can catch like 10 fish. It's either 10 or 12 fish, and it's a low number. And like you like I think it's on your third day you basically get like the shovel, right? And the shovel lets you get iron, which then makes your fishing rods actually decent. They last for about maybe 30 fish, I think, per pop.
You know, you can use the axes on the rocks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I know. So then you actually get some real fishing rods. And then you have the gold version of every tool, which I think is double the next thing. So instead of 30, it would be like 60 if it was like a golden fishing rod, right? But like, it's just so shit. Like, it's just like, oh god, here I go again, smacking rocks to get iron to make it so I can get a decent fishing rod. I found kind of a cheesy strat. So if no one knows this, you can use customization kits to reapply durability. So like with the customization kits, you can like change the color of your tool, and if you use those, it replenishes the durability, which is handy instead of having to make the tool every time. It's just still annoying. But that's really my only gripe. I mean, a lot of other people are kind of like, oh, it plays so slow, but it's like, yeah, that's the point. That's like always been its point. So I'm not going to put that as a negative, because people are like, oh, I can't do all this shit on the first day. It's like, yeah, of course you can't. It's Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Trying to get you built up.
But yeah, like I still super love it. I just really hate weapon degradation in any game though. It's just annoying. I've been playing. I'm kind of cheating. I've got like 6 games here. I've been playing Hades, which is from Supergiant.
I haven't seen that one before.
It is like they're like go at a roguelite basically. You play as Hades' son, and basically you are just making your way through hell, essentially trying to get up to the surface to reach your mum. They're not they're still like in the equivalent of like early access, so like the whole game's not there, but it's really, really fun. So it's probably the best roguelite I've ever played. Okay. Like gameplay wise, I think it's super solid. And because it's Supergiant, the story is really great too. I never thought you could have a story this good that's in a roguelite game. But I would highly recommend it. If you're interested in like mythology, they do really cool stuff with like the characters, like like Zeus and
that's what Bella likes it.
Yeah, and Aphrodite, and but then they also have like the chthonic gods as well, like different like shade gods and stuff like that too. So yeah, the gameplay, the story, the music is amazing as well. Highly recommend it.
Very cool.
And then finally, Doom Eternal. The game kicks ass, dude.
Yeah.
That game's fucking sweet. I love playing it. Probably about halfway through Doom Eternal, I think, maybe. Yeah, that game is so satisfying. Like when you're in like, it's like a ballet of death, dude. Like they've done this change where they make your ammo reserves really small, so it means you're constantly changing your weapons all the time, and you need to be saving your weapons for the correct enemies, basically. And then once you like get used to this like flow of combat, you just feel like a complete like badass.
Yeah.
Like you were just destroying everything, and it's super empowering. Yeah, once again, really recommend it. It is hard though, so if you don't like hard games, maybe don't play it. But if you like just like blasting demons and shit, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, my buddy George absolutely loves it, and he said one of the things that he liked most about it too was that you get a good majority of your like skills and that at the very beginning of the game too.
Yeah, you feel really strong.
Yeah, he said that was one of the best parts, where it was like, okay, cool. It's sort of understands that you've probably played like the previous game, sort of thing. So
Mhm.
it just
Yeah, you get your
you
double
just
jump
get everything.
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Very nice.
The only thing I didn't like was the platforming. Feels kind of weird in a Doom game. There's like these platforming sections and these like an underwater section.
Interesting.
Yeah, don't really vibe with it, but the killing was good. So
Always a positive in a Doom
Is that the
game.
whole point of it?
yeah, that's kind of the point, which is why the platforming feels really weird. But yeah,
The brutal kills. Nice.
The glory kills. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing just a sort of mixed bag of everything. Sort of having this time at working from home, I've been able to catch up on games that I haven't necessarily been able to play before. So Bioshock Infinite I had installed from the longest time ago on my PlayStation 3. I got it from like PlayStation Plus ages back, and hadn't had the chance to install it or play it. So I jumped in that, had a bit of a play. I think I finished the game in like one day. So just sort of...
Yeah, how did you find it? I played this last year, Bioshock Infinite.
I thought, like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought the ending was a little bit confusing. I had to go on to Reddit to be like, yeah, what the fuck just happened?
Really?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay. So I didn't understand, like, for people who haven't played the game, sort of skip ahead if you don't want to hear this spoiler.
Mate, it's old enough.
That's true. But yeah, I didn't understand the whole... Like, because that ending sort of went through very quickly with, like, you and Elizabeth and all that sort of thing. But I was like, okay, understanding that he could have been... what's his name?
Booker.
Yeah, Booker could have been that other dude. What's his fucking name? Con something.
You mean the main antagonist?
Yeah. So there was a timeline where he was him, essentially, that you had played through.
Well, yeah, he is him.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So, but I had to read that first, where I was like, oh, okay, now that makes sense.
So I like got it immediately. The ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that game made me cry, dude. I was like, oh yeah, for sure. It was like, yeah, I really loved Infinite a lot.
That was a really good game though, in terms of like how fluid the movement was. The weapons were all super fun to use. I sort of went through on like a bit of a trophy run with it, so I was like trying to pick up all the different weapons and give them to play with, like get the kills.
The powers too.
Yeah, all the different vigors were mad. I ended up liking the one that was, I forget what it's called, but it was like the fireball one, so you just throw it and it would split off and sort of just kill everyone and burst them into flames.
Yeah.
That was my favorite one.
I like the crows.
The crows were pretty mad too. They're pretty good for like large groups of people. Yeah, all really mad. And I think, yeah, it was good to be able to jump in that, have a bit of a play. Because obviously I'd been wanting to play it for the longest time, but just hadn't had time or whatever. Or hard drive space. I think I cleared out a bunch of stuff too, so to jump into that was really cool. Same with Littlebigplanet 2. I've sort of been playing a little bit of that, where I was like just doing a bit of a trophy cleanup, I guess. I think I got like 8 trophies in the space of like an hour or something. So it was just like jump in, do some create mode, do some build mode. Because I was like, I want to play something a bit creative. So I played, Littlebigplanet 2, built some levels.
The predecessor to Dreams.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true. What else? Yeah, I've sort of been playing a bit of League of Legends. So my mate George... Yeah, I know, right?
Wait, what? I read this and I was like...
I saw him logged on. No, I saw him logged on the other night. I'm like, what are you doing on here? Because Brendan was like, is that XhiaGaming? Is that Alex? I'm like, yes. I'm like, what do you mean? I saw him in-game. I'm like, what is this man doing?
Wait, you versed him in-game?
No, he was playing all for once.
Yeah. So I was playing... That's all I was playing. It was with my friend...
Garen Main.
Yeah, Garen Main. I only have like 4.
Good
I think I only have like 3 characters unlocked. Garen is one of
Garen
them.
Ash.
No,
That's what you play.
I got one which is like 2 people, and Warwick.
Bars?
No, it's
No, Nunu.
Oh, Nunu. Gotcha.
Maybe.
Willem and Nunu?
I got Warwick. Anyway, I didn't play any of them, so I was playing like all for one, and so we were just playing like whoever we voted for. So that was pretty fun. It was just myself, my mate George, and my friend Michelle Lynn, and we all just hopped on and sort of gamed for a little bit, because we were all looking for something that everyone could play, and we all had it sort of installed, so just decided to jump on that for a bit.
Doesn't even play with the boys, dude.
I said to Brayden the other night, I was like, if you ask me to play, I'll play. I'm just not very good at this game. I don't know builds. Right. I don't know anything.
Alright, after this, we're going to go play.
Alright, keen. And yeah, so I just jumped on that. Same with Ghost Recon Breakpoint. They had a free weekend, like last weekend, I think it was.
How does it feel to be playing the worst video game in AAA history?
Dude, it's actually not bad. They brought out a really good patch.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Here we go.
There's no redemption for that game, dude. It is a doggy doo doo.
The story sucks.
Doggy doo doo.
But and the driving mechanics are pretty but the gameplay itself, like we've set it to the hardest difficulty, sort of to be the most realistic and everything. So no minimap, no HUDs, nothing, and just playing through that as like we had a really good squad too. So it was myself, George again, and my mate Matty G, and yeah, we just ran in there, played that for the free weekend, and just been playing co-op for it for like, because if you have the trial and someone else has the free game, you can continue to play it up until like end of October sort of thing. So we're just going through and playing that on co-op and having a good time with that. I mean, it's a bit of fun.
That's called making your own fun, and it's also called friends. You can play any shit game with friends, and it's fine.
Also very true.
Most of the time, yes.
Oh, that game is just, man. I like watched the footage from it. I was just like, wow, this is horrific, and I'm glad that it was horrific because it literally made Ubisoft have to go, oh fuck, we need to restructure everything.
Yeah, like
they literally delayed every single game they were working on because they're like, shit, we have to make sure that these games aren't like every other game we've made.
But yeah, as you said, it's probably just like the fact that we were playing as a group of friends that made it fun. But I mean, still a good thing to jump on. And I mean, it was like a free weekend. George owned it because I think he got it for free. And yeah, so it was just more of a hop on, have a bit of fun over the weekend sort of thing.
Wait, Geordie, you mean you don't like playing the same game every year for the same price?
I can do that for free. It's called League of Legends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I meant.
Brain cut deep by NBA 2K there.
Hey, I had to go through the workout this time. I had the bench press. Didn't have to do that last year.
Just pay to win boosters and shit like that. Get yourself a Gatorade before the game.
No, man, I don't even play. I play my team. I'm trying to get my Galaxy Devon Booker right now.
Ooh, nice. They add more like tier types each year, like red diamond or pink diamond, and then like platinum, and now Galaxy, huh?
Galaxy Opals.
Galaxy Opal.
That's their 99s.
Oh my goodness.
That's what Galaxy Opal is.
Sounds like some pay-to-win shit to me.
Yeah, absolute madness. And then what else have I been playing? Just like a bunch of platinum games. So like getting those trophies up. What was the one that I played the other day? Like Inksplosion, I think it was. It was like a twin-stick shooter. That was pretty fun. I also played Parappa the Rapper the other day. Game is fucking hard. Like, you think it's gonna be... It'll match up with the buttons on the screen. It doesn't. It matches to the beat, and the beat is so off. So every time I play it, I just jump in, I'll play like the same level 4 or 5 times, and then rage and leave. I'm just like...
How dare you? Parappa the Rapper is the greatest.
Parappa the Rapper is the greatest, because I remember playing it on PlayStation 1 back in the day, and so to jump into it now, I'm just like... Dude, this game fucking sucks in terms of timing. And it's only 6 levels too. And like, you'll try and match up that sound so close to where you think you've got it, and then it's like, no, you don't.
Dude, you gotta get your sound horn Turtle Beaches in there.
Dude, I've been on that. I've been on that with my headphones where I'm just like, like the chicken where it goes, I can tell you like that whole song. I've heard it so many times. Butter, butter, butter joins the bowl. Fuck off, you chicken. I'm so mad. But yeah, that's it. That's my sort of list of games that I've been playing recently. So next up, major game releases for April 2020. We've got Resident Evil 3, which came out on April 3rd. Final Fantasy VII Remake on the 10th. Dead by Daylight for iOS and Android on April 16. Deliver Us the Moon for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on April 24. Predator Hunting Grounds on PlayStation 4, April 24. Trials of Mana. Did you guys change that one too?
No.
Oh, okay. PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC for April 24. Gears Tactics for the Xbox One and PC on April 28. Moving out for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on April 28. And Valorant, the PC beta, has dropped this month. So, what ones from that list are you guys kind of keen for?
Dude, there's nothing I love more than playing a PC game on iOS or Android.
Big time.
Oh my
you
God.
mean TFT mobile?
Okay, that works, but Dead by Daylight is not that.
I had to put it in there. I was like, it's interesting. It's like, it's an
It is
interesting
interesting.
release. But yeah.
The kids will love it, probably.
Yeah. On that list, I think I've got 2 that I'm keen for. So Moving Out looks pretty fun.
I got 2 as well, I think.
So Moving Out's sort of like Overcooked in a sense. Same premise. And Valorant as well, pretty keen for that.
Yeah, same.
I've seen a lot of gameplay. I think out of the guys who I've talked to from work and everything, that I'm the only one who's super keen for it.
I'm super keen for it
But it
too.
looks like a good mix of like CS, sort of Overwatch.
I like that it's more CS than Overwatch.
Yeah, me too. I really
The thing is, I would be more into it if it was more the other way.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's what happens when you can't aim.
yeah, that's the thing.
I've never been able to aim. I've admitted that from the
Brent
beginning.
notoriously bad at shooters.
Yep.
It's true.
But yeah, those are my 2 that I'm sort of keen for. Which ones for you?
I'm probably Trials of Mana and Valorant, I think.
Hmm?
Don't you have Trials of Mana on the SNES I gave you?
Yeah, the old one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really into that game, so yeah, I want to probably get it on the Switch.
Yeah, it looks good with its new like aesthetic and visuals and stuff. I like it.
Definitely. But I'm also keen on Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy? Yeah, that one's it's out. It says out tomorrow,
Yeah,
but I think it's broken street date.
It's
but-
out in Australia.
It's out in physical form already.
Yep,
Digital, it is not out yet.
gotcha.
Is how, because I was so scared that say like EB and JB and all that were going to be closed because of what's happening in the world. They decided to hand everything out a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
So if you already pre-ordered the physical copy, you can already come get it. Otherwise, because they wanted their money, really. Otherwise, you can buy it online in a week.
I guess that sort of is a really good segue into our first major topic for the podcast of sort of games that have broken street dates. So what's everyone's thoughts on companies doing this? Because obviously we've had a couple of games break street date early, including like Final Fantasy VII, Doom Eternal, Persona 5 Royal, Saints Row 4 for the Switch, Dirt Rally 2 Game of the Year Edition, La Mulana 1 and 2, and One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. Here we go, I'm going to get roasted for how I said that.
What?
La Mulana?
No, it's fine.
That's pretty good. Okay, there we go.
You're terrible. You're terrible. You feel bad.
Yeah, so like because there have been like mixed opinions online of it sort of damages the game of having released early because people expect it, or what are your thoughts on this, and have you guys picked up any games early that have broken street date?
looking at these, Saints Row 4's been out for a decade. What? Fucking...
I think it's remastered too.
Yeah, it is, yeah. La Mulana. I know what that game is. Dirt Rally 2, Game of the Year. These are all games that have already existed.
But
I don't see the issue.
yeah.
But Persona 5 Royale, that's just a remix of Persona 5. They added extra acts and stuff. So that's also been out before.
Okay.
So it's literally just the remake and One Piece.
One Piece, what came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I know 2 people have already bought it and played it, and they said it's good.
There you go.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, if they have to patch the game, it is what it is. But physical sales is still important to companies, so I think it's okay.
Yeah.
It's just like when a company blatantly shove something out too early, and they're like, yeah, we'll just patch it back. But looking at this list, all of them did completely fine in their reviews. Like nothing came out and was like, "It's broken."
What was the last game you played that was completely broken? Day one.
Day one, completely
Star
broken.
Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
I'm gonna say Dishonored 2.
Okay.
I think Dishonored 2 was like, it could not run on PC to save its life for like the first 2 weeks.
I felt like Borderlands was pretty broken day one.
Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Borderlands 3 is still running at like 30 frames a second.
I just remember there was a lot of weird things that was happening in that game that first day.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, Borderlands 3 then. Yeah, Borderlands 3 did have a lot of jank shit going on.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to think of all the games that I've recently played that were new and then just destroyed themselves.
Because I think,
Yeah.
I think for me, in terms of like how this has affected everything, I mean, I personally prefer, like, if I can get a game on disc, I'll grab it on disc. But if it's only available as a digital copy, or it's like a PlayStation Plus game or whatever, obviously I'll play it as a digital version. Just in terms of hard drive space for me, especially for if I'm playing on my PlayStation or whatever. So I mean, I wonder if it's affected sales in that sense, that people are going to be like, oh no, I don't want to grab this because A or B reason.
Oh, legit! I had to go buy a I don't have any stores near me anymore where I live, so I had to get a SD card for my Switch for Animal Crossing. I wasn't gonna get the physical copy. There was no way I was going to be able to get it. It was sold out everywhere as well.
Well,
like,
EB Games is closed at Chatswood, near where I live, or just expose myself online.
In Chatswood, UK. Beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, the closest EB is like 50 minutes away from where I live.
Yeah, right.
So, like, I have to do everything online now, so
yeah,
makes no difference to me.
And how's your internet?
I'll do a speed test right this second.
Like in terms of like a download for a game, how long it would take?
It's average. It's
Yeah,
average.
it's average.
Okay.
Like, he plays with like 70 ping majority of the time.
Well, that's because I live high in Australia. That's why I'm further away from the server. It's not good. The internet doesn't always determine the thing. It's also further away from the server. The server's down in friggin' Sydney.
True.
That's true. Yeah.
That's why I used to get what was it, 32 when on the Gold Coast. Now I'm up north. And
that's true.
apparently I'm getting 65 meg download.
That's not bad.
So
that's pretty good, I reckon, for
like,
especially your area.
what's that, like 6 megs a second?
Yeah.
55.
I think it would be.
Let me check.
Don't know how good my math is anymore on the conversion rate. Considering I'm not good at math.
It is bad at this. What? Oh, other way.
Well, I guess while Braden works that out.
Yeah, you guys talk.
Yeah, in terms, like, obviously we've also seen there are games that have broken Street Date, but there have also games that have been delayed, namely the two big ones, Last of Us Part 2 and Iron Man VR. Now, my thing, big one for VR, obviously, but
Sorry, did you just say a big one is Iron Man VR?
Dude, it's like got a good draw card behind it.
Does it though?
Oh, I
man.
thought you were legitimately trolling that and being serious about the troll, but I think you're actually being legit. Okay,
Well,
continue.
it would also sound just bad if I said Last of Us Part 2 delayed due to coronavirus. The PlayStation fanboy fucking strikes again. But I do wonder if it's a point of like, this game has been delayed because it's not ready and they're just using Corona as like a good excuse, or
It's a pretty good excuse, but
yeah. I mean, because it was meant to come out next month. How far behind do you reckon? Because that's 2 months out. How far out do you reckon they would actually be from releasing on Street Date of the 29th of May? Given that we've taken like a month off production, essentially.
They said that it was because they couldn't give the launch experience that would be required for the game,
Mm.
which could mean a lot of things. It could mean that like maybe they would want the support network of like, you know, in case something goes wrong and people like go to like helplines for like asking about the game being like bugged or something, you know. Maybe they would want those people there to make things as smooth as possible, and that's just not doable.
Yep.
And like I also feel like it's because physical sales are still huge.
Yeah.
So I mean, like even the music industry is like delaying their albums. It's really weird time.
Yeah. Movies as well.
Movies too, which makes a lot of sense, right? Because theater, like the movies.
Well, they, a lot of the movies have just stopped being produced.
Yeah.
It's too many people on set. They can't.
I just feel, I feel bad for the movies that released like as this became a thing, and then sort of like it's just hit and their box office would have tanked. Where it's like, oh, this movie has been out like a week or two. Oh, by the way, we're shutting down all cinemas.
Yeah.
And they're being forced to like put out an early release date on DVD or whatever and hoping for online sales, where it's like, oh crap, we might not even hit that to make back our box office sort of thing. Because I think like one of the big ones was Birds of Prey. That came out like right as this sort of hit too.
Yeah, there was like talks of it in China while Birds of Prey was coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think games are lucky in the sense that you can just keep working on them.
Mhm.
I mean, like they can keep making improvements to like, you know, maybe different areas or something that like they were like, oh, maybe we can be able to boost the performance because we didn't think we were going to have time to do it at this point, or like we can add extra detail here. Like the reason why,
like the other thing, like them not releasing it early is they a lot of people I reckon will be happy because they can work on it more. But then some games can't because they have to work from certain studios or work with certain people. And I know everything can be online, but not everything can be online, you know.
And the fact that they haven't actually given a new release date for Last of Us is interesting, where it might now come out closer to the PS5 release date in November, even. Like,
dude, I think it's optimistic that the major companies think they're even going to get a console out holiday time this year.
Yeah, that's the big thing too, where it's like, okay, we're pushing for a holiday production, but what factories would be closed down too, so they can't be produced.
Factories in China have come back.
Yeah, better say China's good to go again.
They've started opening up their things, but like, think about it. If the factory was closed for about a month, which it was, that means you're a month behind on your manufacturing, right?
So they might have like less units at launch or whatever, I guess. Could be
Dude,
an issue.
yeah, exactly. If it does ship, which I truly don't think it will till maybe January, I feel like it's going to be like there is going to be no stock.
Yeah,
it'll be like the Switch. It'll be like every Nintendo console, where like they're like, yes, we have this many units, and then they all sell out, and they're like, we'll see you in 2 months.
Yeah, that's a big thing too.
You better like, pre-order it type of thing.
Yeah, it's a big thing too, especially now for the Switch and gaming. I think Switch is big at the moment for like everyone in isolation. I've got a friend from work who was like, oh yeah, I want to buy a Switch. She went around to Target, Kmart, JB Hi-Fi, EB Games, all sold out. She had to get it shipped from Amazon. And I was like, and they only had a limited stock on that. She got the last one.
I bought I bought a Switch for Lil for when, like, as her early birthday present, because she was gonna go to Fiji to work for like 6 months. So I was like, okay, I'll get her this, and then we'll get her a copy of Animal Crossing, and at least she'll have something to do while she's like working over there. I bought that like maybe, I want to say like a week before it like truly hit hard.
Yep.
And like before panic buying was a thing. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm so glad I bought it, because otherwise it'd be impossible.
Yeah.
Well, Bella's sister bought a Switch Lite like 2 weeks ago, and yeah, she couldn't get any of the colors or anything like that.
Yeah.
Struggled.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Nintendo's having a good day, dude.
Yeah, they must be loving this, like, especially in terms of everyone just buying it, because I think the Switch is good for people who want to enter the market.
I mean, did you see that Switch has overtaken Xbox One sales?
Yeah.
How insane is
mad.
that? It's
That's
so
mad.
crazy.
I love that. Too good.
Nintendo hasn't done something like that since like I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a while. The Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Way highest selling console of all time. Madness.
that's incorrect. That's the PlayStation 2.
It is the PlayStation 2. Yeah.
But do you see the just this is another tangent. But do you see the PS4 is on track to be the highest selling console of all
Yeah.
time? By the way,
Yeah.
if it keeps up its like current stats and like how they expect it to fall, apparently it will eventually overtake the PS2. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
PS4 did so amazing in this
Yeah.
life cycle.
Yeah. I think like they had a good run, especially with like the games that they've had on it too. And I think that's played a big part. But
True.
yeah. But we'll talk more about the new generation of consoles and everything in a little bit. But I guess massive news for the gaming industry as a whole is the E3 2020 won't be going ahead despite coronavirus, and it won't be going digital. So there was a statement put out the other day that said, given the disruption brought on by COVID-19 pandemic, we will not be presenting an online E3 2020 event in June. Instead, we'll be working with exhibitors to promote and showcase individual company announcements, including on www.e3expo.com in the coming months. We look forward to bringing our industry and community together in 2021 to present a reimagined E3 that will highlight new offerings and thrill our audiences. So, in that sense, do you reckon companies are more likely to do their own things like Nintendo Direct, or like Xbox has done their thing with Inside Xbox, PlayStation doing their own press conferences, like they had the Road to PS5 with Mark Cerny not long ago. I mean, it doesn't really hold the best. For me, if I was a game company, I'm not exactly going to go to E3 just to have it published on a website.
Yeah, no, everybody's probably gonna go the way of like a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like every year we exist, every year E3 doesn't matter more.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no real need for it.
No.
Like, these companies literally could do all this online.
Yep.
But like, I mean, E3 used to just be for like, developers and stuff and like business people, but then, eventually turned into this thing where like people could go and play. And like, I just feel they could do these meetings elsewhere too. So like, I don't know, every year I just question more and more why E3 even needs to exist. Like, as fun as it is to like sit there and just be like, oh hell yeah, all these games are being shown off, blah blah blah. But like, I mean, every year I'm still just like, I feel like they could have just done their own thing and not have to worry about like filling out a massive, like, I don't particularly care for Flute Man playing music on stage. Like, yeah, exactly. I just want to see the games, dude, and like, I don't need someone giving me like a grand speech beforehand and fucking goddamn Ubisoft dancing their way onto the stage. Like,
very true. Like, I think, and in that sense too, they can run their own thing in their own time, and they'll have their own spotlight too. It's like no one else is going to go, oh no, I need to rush off and watch the next press conference or whatever. Or like PlayStation can hold their thing in their own time, Nintendo hold their own thing, and they all get their own day in the spotlight, I guess, which is nice as well. But I don't know. I agree with you that sort of like E3 and these bigger game conferences don't hold as much value in an online world, I guess.
Like, I think PAX and stuff is cool because it's more like fan orientated, right? Yeah, it's more community. But like actual like road shows, like I think they're cool, but I think really they should just be, if they're gonna do them, like do them smaller in scale and just do it for the developers and business related interests. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Braden, anything you want to add on that sort of thing?
Yeah, as time goes on, you need to change the format. And I think Nintendo's picked it up quicker than everyone else.
So much quicker than everyone else.
I agree.
Which is strange.
Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, I mean, in saying that, sort of the next topic that we're going to talk about is the road to PS5. So a little while back, they held a press conference with Mark Cerny sort of going over the specs of the PlayStation 5, and it was sort of... I watched a little bit of it. It was the most boring thing for me as like a standard user. It was way more intended for developers and sort of more people in the industry, where it was more of a lecture saying like, hey, these are the tech specs and what we can do with it. It's like, that's great, but this isn't important to the everyday consumer sort of thing. He talked about a couple of things, including like the PlayStation 5's 3D audio capabilities, which reportedly make its oral experiences more realistic. They're also making the PlayStation 5 quieter than the PS4, and I think everyone who owns a PlayStation 4 knows that it can sound like a bit like a jet engine. Also decreasing the load time speeds, and also that it'll be able to run most of the PlayStation 4's games at launch as well. Still no look at the actual console, but we have seen the controller.
Yeah, G-string controller.
Yeah, that was...
I see it more as a bra.
Thick mama controller, dude.
Yeah, like the controller, I saw it, and it's... I memed it as soon as I saw it with the Drake meme, where I was like, oh, this looks just like an Xbox controller. It'll be interesting to see what that feels like to hold, because I'm a big fan of like the DualShock controller, and its shape and sort of feel. And that's one of the reasons I've more skewed towards like PlayStation over the years, is because I do have that like nice, it feels nice in my hands. It's not as thick, where it's like this controller does look very...
It still doesn't look as
wide.
thick, if I'm honest. Like, I'm looking at the picture right now on my controller. It just looks a bit thicker at the top.
Like, to be fair, I've been using the Switch Pro controller right now, and it's got like the same kind of like handles on it, where it's like kind of like thick. And I think I like the thickness, honestly, on the controllers. I don't like how PS4s just go like straight, like down, like they are on the DualShock. I don't know. I think it'll actually be a really nice controller to hold. I don't think they would have made the change if it didn't make sense for like the ergonomics of it.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see that they've gone away from DualShock, which they've been using since the PlayStation PS1, PSX days, into now DualSense. So changing the name up a little bit there. And I mean... Hey? Because
of the haptic feedback that they added into it. Which I think will be really cool, by the way. It'll be like... So... Because I've been playing VR lately, right? So I've been using the Oculus Controllers, and they have haptic feedback in them, right? And like, it is like the most like immersive thing when you're like pushing a door open with like your hand and you feel it.
Yep.
Like it really feels like you're pushing a door open, or like when you pull back like a bowstring in a game, or like when you're like scavenging through stuff like in Half-Life, where you can just like use your gun to like knock stuff over and like look through things.
Yep.
It feels super good and immersive, and I'm really excited that now developers will be able to build on that. Like they'll be able to like, like say if like Horizon Zero Dawn 2 comes out, which it probably will at some point, right?
Yep.
Like it'll feel so good when you're like pulling down the like trigger and you feel like this real sense of like you're pulling a bow back.
Yeah.
It'll just make for a more immersive experience, I think, the controller. But from what it sounds like, anyway.
And I mean, from the looks of it, like only a couple of things have really changed in it. Like apart from the overall shape, they've removed the light bar. They've changed the share button to a create button. And I think
the light bar
is
still
got the headphone jack as well.
The light bar is now down the sides.
Yeah.
Of the middle section near the touch button. I like the look of it, honestly. I think it's a good looking controller.
I don't know how I feel about the actual like the PlayStation button not being like a circle anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like the actual
logo.
Fuck. Yeah.
I mean, my biggest thing will be like knowing how it feels in hand, and as long as it has the weight to it, I think that's something big I've noticed. Having swapped back to the PlayStation 3 to play some games like Bioshock and Littlebigplanet 2 recently, is the PlayStation 3 controller is so light compared to the PlayStation 4 controller. And it's almost unnerving to hold the PlayStation 3 controller that it is so light. It's like, oh wow, it's like I'm barely holding anything. It's nothing. And then to pick up the PlayStation 4, which is a bit more weighty, and that's one of the things I like in that too.
Well, they said they want to make sure it's not too heavy though, with all the extra stuff that they're adding. You don't want to be like carrying around like a kilo controller.
I reckon if it's the same or close to the same weight as the PlayStation 4 controller, that would be nice. Because yeah, it is nice to have that sort of.
Well, to be fair, the PS4 I think's heavier than. Oh, is it heavier than the Xbox? I'm holding them both right now. I'm trying to figure it out.
I think the PS4 would be slightly heavier than the Xbox.
The Xbox only feels heavier because it feels
batteries?
bigger. You know, it's bigger. But yeah. Also, FYI, don't press the PlayStation Home button when it's plugged in. It will bring up Steam big screen mode.
Oh, really?
That's why. I swear a second ago because I accidentally pressed it. I was like, "Oh, what's happening?"
Love that.
I think the controller is also going to inform us a lot of what the console is going to look like. I feel like we're going to get to see this two-tone beastly thing. I really feel strong that it's going to be two-toned, whatever the console is going to look like.
Yeah.
Because they've always been so along with the black.
Yeah. It's really... I hope that they make like a stealth color controller. Because, like, imagine how many Cheeto fingers marks are going to be on that whiteboard.
Oh, did you see the picture I sent you yesterday on Twitter of all the custom ones people have already made?
I saw the Nike one, I think.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
They're pretty cool.
The customizations for it. I think another thing that was a little bit weird to me was to see it come out in white.
Yes. I agree.
That was a little bit jarring.
Yes, I said that as an Xbox thing.
Because I've seen, every controller, I mean, PlayStation 1 was grey, but PlayStation 2 was black, PlayStation 3 was black, PlayStation 4 has been black, and then to move to PlayStation 5 is white. It seems very off-brand, I guess.
I was reading a thing where it was like PlayStation fans already want to all controller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I think, Brayden, the customizations options that you sent through the other day in chat were pretty mad, and I'd go for one of them.
They'll have the black one. It's always like the first two. It's like, here's a white console, here's a black console.
I put a picture of it up.
There we go. See, that's
How
nice.
does that look?
I personally, I always go for a red controller if I can. That's just sort of what I go for in terms of personal preference. Like, I love the red and black color scheme. But yeah, it definitely seems weird to have a white, but an all black also would be nice to have.
Well, looking at the controller in all black right there, that one I just showed, right? It kind of does look a little weird.
Yeah.
Like the buttons don't stand out very well.
Well, I mean, on the PlayStation controllers, they always make the, especially the cross, circle, square, triangle. That's coloured. But I
know, but they aren't in the white. Unless when you turn it on, it lights up like LED.
That'd be cool.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I could see that because at the moment they're all they're just grey.
Yeah,
on the white one.
They are all grey on the white one too. Yeah, I didn't even notice that before.
Yeah, it's a little weird because you sometimes even connect colors with buttons.
Yeah, I definitely do. In terms of especially with games like QuickTime prompts, I always more so recognize it for the color than the actual prompt that's on screen. But yeah, interesting that we still haven't seen even a mock-up for the PlayStation 5 or render or whatever, because Xbox One X has been pretty quick on that.
Those renders a couple months back.
We've seen the dev kit.
Yeah,
the dev kit looks like a what you would stick on the bonnet of a car you want to go really fast.
Yeah,
it's just a V.
Yeah,
big old V.
Yeah.
Yeah, madness. Be interesting to see how it stacks up. We've got the specs sort of for this. There's a couple of things.
Do you mind if I talk about it from a developer's perspective on the difference between the consoles?
Yeah, definitely go for it.
So my degree was basically based around majoring in game design, right? And looking at the specs between them. So obviously, it's pretty clear that Xbox has the stronger hardware. In pure stats wise, right? Raw power.
Definitely.
But for the first time in Sony's history, they've done a 180 and they've gone for agility. But to be fair, in every game console, most of them have never gone for agility. They've always gone for raw power. It's just that PlayStation always happened to be more powerful. The big difference with it is the SSD, right? This like SSD, which is meant to, like get rid of load times essentially, or like make them like really fast. If I was to develop for one of these, I would actually want to develop for PS5, and this is the reason why. That SSD, agile like data streaming is like the hardest thing for game developers to work with, because, or like rather better for them to work with. Raw power is nice, but speed is like going to be everything in the next generation, and this is why. Loading, distance, and detail. So a lot of people always ask the like Ubisoft devs, like in The Division, why is there no vehicles? Like this game would be perfect, and like, why are we moving at like a snail's pace, right? And it's because that they couldn't load the world fast enough because of how much detail was coming before it, right? So like there's just no room to add any extra speed, otherwise everything's going to look stupid. Like it won't be able to load in fast enough. And like looking at like the GPU and everything like this, the game's going to look great anyway. I think speed is going to be like the hardest part, right?
Yeah.
And they showed off like there was like a leaked thing a while ago of like Spider-Man, right? Like swinging through the city.
Oh, yeah.
And he literally gained, so like this person who's like an insane Spider-Man player, Spider-Man gained just from this SSD, like I think it was like 35% more movement speed, because he was able to load through the world faster, which as a consequence made him move faster, because the world was loading faster, because he could actually go that speed. And
the boy bought some Moby boots.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And I think that speed and that loading, it won't be about like not even loading screens. I'm not even talking about like traditional loading. I mean the things you are seeing popping in front of you coming in faster will be everything. Especially for games that are going to base themselves around having like then these big open worlds and stuff. I feel like as like a game developer, I would prefer to work on the PS5 just because of that agility to like load things in. I think it's already strong enough, like for the next generation at least. I think it's strong enough until they bring out like PS5 Pro, right? And then it'll be even stronger. But yeah, I mean raw power is good, but I think agility is going to be super important.
Yeah, I think it's also like this is obviously the first version of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X as well. Like obviously they'll come out with Pro Series at some point down the line, so no surprise there. I think the most interesting thing for me on the PlayStation 5 is that it's got an NVMe slot as well, so that you can add in NVMEs. Obviously they're pretty new and pretty pricey at the moment to buy, or can be at least, but
once again it's that speed though. Like there's so much speed in it. Like it's already got that insanely fast SSD, but then an NVMe is also like they're disgustingly quick too.
Yeah,
their whole console is going for speed, which I think is really smart.
Like I'm just looking now online. You can get a Samsung 970 Evo Plus 1TB internal SSD for $329.
Yep.
So that's not bad as well. Like if you want that extra speed. I mean, obviously, almost times and a half the value of the PlayStation itself, but you've got that option there, which is cool. And it also seems like on the PlayStation, it's very vague in some senses as to what they've described. Like the optical drive, yes. 4K, yes. HDR, no mention. And ports includes USB and NVMe slot. It's like,
well,
they're very coy about it, aren't they?
I feel like they'll release more once they show the actual console.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But they're playing it very mum right now, aren't they? Where they're just like not saying much.
They've got 2 months to announce it, is the way I see it.
Yeah.
Otherwise they're going to lose like max max like interest because people will be like, oh well, they haven't really shown us much, but like I feel like they're keeping it close for probably like the next 2 months because they're not going to know if they're going to be able to really ship it, even though they're like, yeah, holiday 2020.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like they're keeping the specs and stuff to like close to their chest because they're like, shit, well, maybe they're still going through like production cycles and testing, so they don't know like what they can fit on it right now. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, very, very unsure at this stage, but I guess we'll hear more as time goes on. But yeah, I guess on the flip side of that, we've also got, like, we mentioned the Xbox Series X there, but in terms of what we've heard so far, as a bit of a recap, we know exactly what the console's going to look like, so very computer-esque in like that tower format. Again, set to be released in November, sort of that holiday period, costing around £500. Which is like for us around $800, I reckon.
That's that's so expensive. Oh my God.
Especially with Aussie dollar tanking at the moment.
It's $1,000 right now, by the way.
There we go.
That's pretty much how the PS3 was when it came out.
Yeah. It's also not going to have any Xbox exclusive X games, but it will have Xbox family exclusive titles. You'll be able to upgrade over a dozen titles on Xbox One for free. It'll have full backwards compatibility. It's going to be able to play games in up to 8K with next generation 3D ray tracing combined with revolutionary special audio. So interesting to see spatial, my bad. So interesting to see how that stacks up against like the PlayStation 5's new audio stuff. You can pause and resume multiple games simultaneously, which is pretty mad.
Cooked.
It's cooled by a single fan, but it's still very quiet, and you can stand it up or lie it down. So, can you name
one person who has an 8K TV?
God.
Yeah, Hollywood celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the everyday consumer, this isn't even going to be achievable, even maybe for this generation of console. Because I think people are only just sort of adopting like 4K. So to have something that plays in up to 8K, not really essential at this stage, I guess.
But I guess they're like trying to
future-proof it, I guess.
Well, future-proof it, but I guess also like appealing to the people who already have these, like, you know, the 1%ers.
Yeah.
And being like, hey guys, this can play up to 8K, and they go, sweet. Like,
yeah.
Oh, my $60,000 TV is perfect for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, I remember when 4K came out, like, ages back, and TV channels were like, oh yeah, you can watch I remember it was massive around the time of like State of Origin for the football, where they were like, oh, you can watch the State of Origin in 4K. And I was like, who even has a 4K TV at this time? And no one did. Yeah, it was just like, hey, I've got my living room TV at the time, which was 1080p at best.
720 most likely.
Yeah, exactly.
I even found it funny when like you see YouTube videos like this is in 4K. I'm like, why?
Like I still don't even have a 4K monitor.
Yeah, neither do I. Where I don't have a 4K monitor, and plus, if I'm going to be wasting bandwidth on that, it's like, no, I'm going to just watch it in 1080p or 720, whatever. Like, 1080p is fine. It's not going to be massive for me.
Mm.
Yeah. So I guess it's more just a future-proofing thing, but.
I do love that they let you upgrade your games for free if the developer allows it.
Yes,
that's the big if though.
CD
Projekt already said that they're doing it for Cyberpunk. So if you buy it on the Xbox One, you'll get that free upgrade. But dude, as if fucking Activision or EA's gonna be like, yeah, fellas, go right ahead, take a free copy on us for your upgrade for your new console. No way. Not a snowball's chance in hell, dude.
PlayStation has been pretty good at this over the years because, like, in terms of cross-buying, so it's like, okay, I can buy it on PlayStation 3, play it on the PS4, and even the Vita back when that was a thing, where it's like, oh, okay, I can actually get 2 to 3 sets of trophies for this game too, which was massive as, like, for someone like myself, where I'm playing games and I'm like, oh, okay, trophies are a big part of this. You know, to even have that flexibility. I wonder if with Xbox it'll have that, oh, I can get 2 sets of points along with this. You know, I don't know how that will, if it will have that even, or if it'll just play as the same title essentially. But that'll be an interesting thing as well, and how it will cross over. Like, if it's going to be, I guess it'll be off the disc, I guess, or the digital copy, whatever it may be.
Yeah,
because I guess that's backwards compatible.
Yeah, it is. It'll just be like an option to be like, hey, upgrade it, and you're like, yes, please.
Yeah. So that'll be pretty interesting, and to see how many developers also update their game, because obviously it would have been built for an old systems architecture, whether they go through and upgrade everything to be for the new console.
Well, I mean, to be fair, looking at the specs, these are just PCs, dude.
Yeah.
They're just PCs running like, weird operating system, right? Like, I'm pretty sure you're even going to be able to hack this Xbox to literally just put Windows on it. Like, I'm quite sure the architecture would be nearly exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this Xbox OS, whatever it's going to be, is literally just going to be a different boot of Windows.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's essentially going to be like the tile layout, essentially.
I find it so funny with like people still like against like PC gaming. It's like chuck a controller in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it would be interesting. I mean, like, Xbox like put up some pretty nice, like, it's a nice system. It's just gonna be so expensive. But the thing is, I feel like they're really not gonna make. Like, if this is $1,000, like, looking at this gear that's in it, their profit margins are not very big. It's probably like $20.
Yeah, and
might be like 10 even.
I think that's why they more so go for volume over anything else. It's like, okay, well, we're hoping we ship this many units.
Well, that's what PlayStation did last gen. They made $10 a console, and they're like, yeah, we'll get our money where we sell the games. That was their whole strategy.
Yeah, and decent strategy too.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's like 46 million consoles sold $10 a pop. It's pretty good profit still.
Yeah, not bad at all. It's impressive. But yeah, at $1,000, that's
steep, man.
Especially at a time now where you've even got people who have, like, sad as it is, have lost their jobs through Corona. This is going to be the last priority for them. It's like, it's going to be like, okay, no, we need to prioritize other family things over $1,000 console. Like £500, okay, that's fine for people who are living and paying pound. If they're on, say, £60,000 jobs or whatever it may be.
But it's all relative, dude. Yeah. Like £500 is still like $1,000. Yeah. It works the exact same way. Like, let's say it takes us 2 weeks to earn $1,000. Like, it takes them 2 weeks to earn £500. Like, it's all relative still.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They're probably looking at that going, holy fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of people right now who are looking at that price and, just thinking, no, I have other.
Well, it's
other
probably
priorities.
500 US as well. So
yeah. Yeah. Very, very interesting. Is there anything else we sort of want to add on the Xbox Series X, on the specs or anything, or before we move on to the next topic?
No.
Okay. So I guess keeping in the same vein of Xbox, we've got the Inside Xbox press conference that took place yesterday. So a couple of key notes from it. We've got Grounded from Obsidian will arrive on Obsidian on July 28th. Games can be stored on the Xbox Series X external hard drives, but they'll need to be moved to the internal memory in order to play them. Forza Street is headed to iOS and Android on May 5, but playing the game in the first 30 days will earn players a special car as a welcome gift. A whole slew of games are announced for Xbox Game Pass. Minecraft Dungeons will release on May 26.
Let's go.
I'm pretty keen for that. I reckon that'll be a good group game to play.
Yep.
Journey to the Savage Planet expansion Hot Garbage releases April 15. Gears Tactics also comes out and has it will be available on the PC Games Pass. Several countries in Western Europe also now have the chance to check out Project X Cloud for themselves. Dragon Age Inquisition, Unraveled 2, and Sims 4 are now playable through the game streaming service. Hotline Miami Collection is also now available for the Xbox One. Atomic Robs will be available. Will be available on May 28. The next Sea of Thieves update arrives on April 22. We can skip that Sea of Thieves stuff. For the 3 people listening who still play that game,
I have students who still play it.
They're the 3 people.
Yeah. Hi, kids.
Yeah, we found Braden's other videos. I mean, yeah, from that list of things, obviously some pretty interesting announcements. I think for me the 2 biggest things, Minecraft Dungeons release date, and the Xbox Series X having external hard drives being able to be used, but not being able to play games until they're moved to the internal memory. It's sort of like,
it's a PC.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you can't play them off the external drive. But I mean, sure, I guess that'll work in terms of speed. I guess that's probably one of the reasons they've done that, for the main reason.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're all gonna go buy Minecraft Dungeons on the Switch, right? No, not on Xbox.
On PC?
No, on the Switch.
On the Switch?
I'm memeing.
Sir.
Because it's a Microsoft thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Game Lounge podcast game session on Minecraft Dungeons.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, boys.
It's only $20.
That's so
Apparently,
cheap.
it's only gonna be $20. Still cheap.
Hang on, $20.
Wait.
I'm pretty sure base Minecraft is more than that.
No. Minecraft Dungeons Essentials is $20. Heroes Edition is $30. That's it. Yeah, I'm on the site right now.
It's pretty hype. What's the Heroes Edition? Well, it looks like I've watched this for a
Get
little
chicken
bit.
packs, 2 DLC packs.
Hey, what? Chicken pack?
Wow. Chicken pet. I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Huh? And
Step
2
aside,
DLC pack.
Diablo.
I'm just keen for the capes. That was like that was the big thing in like base Minecraft when you'd when people went to Minecon and then they came back with the cape afterwards. You were like, hello.
So it's $40
$40
Australian.
I had like an alpha account, right? So I had a cape, and then my account got stolen. So
no.
yeah, I lost cape, dude. Someone's running around with my cape.
Oh, it feels bad, man.
Feels real bad. So I had to buy a new account.
Oh. So
yeah, I hate to see it.
So I guess those are the 2 biggest things from me. What are you guys keen for on that list, or anything that sort of stands out to you that might be a little bit,
Yes, Minecraft Dungeons.
Yes, Minecraft Dungeons. Yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway.
And maybe Grounded by Obsidian, because I love Obsidian games, but I don't know, it kind of looks trash in a way, because it's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but we're in the backyard.
Nice.
So, I don't know, we'll see. I feel like that game's going to be very mediocre at best, but anyway, we can hope not.
You a fan of Gears and Gears Tactics?
I'm a fan of Gears Tactics, I think. It looks a lot like XCOM.
Yeah.
In the Gears universe, which is kind of cool. So it might be cool. Apparently it's pretty decent, so have to give that one a look. I haven't really looked too far into it. All I know is I've seen a few screenshots and like a little bit of gameplay, and I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
There's a new XCOM game.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good in terms of like news wrap up for that. Yeah. So I guess moving on to PC stuff. So Xbox 2.
Yeah.
So obviously we've mentioned Valorant a little bit in sort of the upcoming games for the PC beta. So it's a new game. It's a new FPS from Riot, and it's sort of, as we mentioned, mixed between CS and Overwatch, and the content that's been pumped out from multiple content creators who got it a bit early has been pretty intense to watch. Very, very cool from what I've seen so far.
I was just reading something, and basically people are trying to sell their Valorant closed accounts on
like $150. Yeah,
there's 4 going right now on eBay, and two are $90. One's $75 plus $18 shipping for the key.
Cool.
Wow, eh?
You'll
How are you
love
gonna
to
do
see
that?
it.
How are you gonna charge shipping on a digital game?
It's like, hey, it's coming from the US, but it's a EU region account.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Nice.
Seems believable.
Yeah, very believable. As I said, I'll probably be jumping into that when the beta drops, and obviously the full game as well. They've been working on this one for a while, and I think it looks really good in terms of a
like 6 years.
yeah, and I think it looks really good in terms of a competitive standpoint as well. So that should be
for sure.
interesting to watch as well, to see how that space develops. Because I think, who was it? I think it was Shroud who memed. I don't know if it was a legit thing. It came out on April Fool's though, so it might have been, where he said he was going to be moving into competitive gaming in Valorant. So, what truth there is to that, I don't know.
Yeah, watch this space, dude. That's it.
Who knows? I mean, it looks like a really fun game, and I think the competitive scene for it will be awesome. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Also, we've got the Hearthstone expansion with its first new hero in its entire lifespan. Comes out with a 55% win rate, pushing literally every other class to below 50%.
Alright,
Demon Hunter. I guess
let me
it's the
talk.
shorties.
Yeah. Alright, so I was like, Hearthstone announced a new hero called the Demon Hunter, right? Which is from WoW, right? It's a class in WoW too. And I looked at the early cards that they were showing off. I'm like, wow, that's really strong. I wonder how that's gonna go for them. But I said that about every card that was shown for their class. I was like, wow, that's really strong. But usually with all the other classes, I'm like, that's okay. It seems alright. It's not mind blowing. Literally after the first day, Demon Hunter has a 55% win rate. The next closest has a 48% win rate.
Oof.
So the only way it's not even, other classes aren't even usable to climb. Literally a developer came out and was like, with the next closest big 48%, that's not even enough to climb ranks. So we will be probably putting out nerfs exactly today, and they never do day one patches at all.
Yeah.
But it's so funny that a new class comes in, literally has a 55 to 65% win rate and pushes all the other ones for the first time, because they all usually sit around 50%, right? Because you're meant to be able to kind of win 50% of the time. It's how most games usually want to be balanced. And you have one class that comes in and destroys all of them. It's so funny. Yeah, but so if you're into Hearthstone, don't play rank right now. Thank you for this personal service announcement.
I like that.
What if you're playing Demon Hunter?
You can play Demon Hunter, but then you verse other Demon Hunters, and then it's back to 50-50.
Hey, better than a 800.
Yeah, I think a couple of classes literally got bumped down to 30% because they're really bad into Demon Hunter. So good. So good.
I guess, Jordy, you want to take the rest of this list? Because I guess these are mostly yours.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, according to CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk is still on track to release in September. This is the third time they've said it, so I want to believe them at this point, but I don't think I'm buying it still. I really want to believe it's true, because it was meant to come out in March.
Yeah, it just keeps getting pushed back at this point.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, this is the third time they've come out and said it, and they said that they are still on track, but lots of stuff still happens in development. So fingers crossed that that's real. Next one is Capcom puts out a survey to players in Asia asking if they want more remakes. So the Resident Evil 3 remake just got pretty much released only a couple of days ago.
Yep.
To lukewarm affair, because it's pretty short, and on Steam it's $90 Australian.
Oof.
For a 5-hour game.
Yeah, I've been watching Nova's playthrough of it, and he was like, so that just skipped a whole bunch of stuff from the original.
Yeah, I mean, people have been like really sad because like number 2, the remake was incredible.
Awesome. Yeah.
And they were hoping that this game would get the same treatment of like where they like expand it out and give it more replayability and like really flesh it out, but that just didn't happen for this one. But yeah, Capcom put out a survey asking if players are still interested in remakes, basically, and I think like the options were like apparently like pretty humorous. Like the bottom one was like hell no or something.
Love that.
But yeah, kind of a step backwards for Capcom. But like before this, they were kind of crushing it for like a really long time. So I mean, everybody stumbles a little bit, but yeah, hopefully. I don't know. I really don't want them to remake number 4 because like I feel like they should remake an actual bad one, like 6 or something.
Yeah.
And like maybe try and redeem those instead.
But what if they make them worse?
Yeah, always the risk.
I don't think that's possible. I've played Resident Evil 6 and it's like one of those games where it's so bad it's good. You know what I mean? Like where it's that bad, you're like, wow, this really is trash.
Then what if they only just make it a little better than it is? This so bad it's bad.
I'd like to see that too, honestly. So either way, it's a win-win.
One of my favorites was number 5.
Yeah, I played through number 5 with my my homie Fraser.
Yeah.
And that shit was like, once again, just hilarious action. Yeah, number 5 wasn't too bad.
You know who I played number 5 with, Braden? Cooper Blakemore. That's a name.
That is a name.
You just doxed him, dude.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Feels bad, man.
Is the man even alive?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I wonder that about half the kids we went to school with. R.I.P. Forgotten memories.
Oh,
Jesus.
So there are 1 million Steam users who now own a VR headset according to Valve's hardware survey.
That's
I'm
massive.
one of them. Yay, I'm a number. And basically, yeah, I got it maybe a couple of weeks ago for this survey, and I was like, yeah, I'll participate. And then, it scans your whole computer, and it's not scary at all that it takes all your information. And then it asks you, but like the cool thing is at the end, it's like, hey, if you want to see it, click here. And I was like, yeah, I'll just have a look. And I was more curious about the VR than anything because, I got a VR. That's really the only difference that happened to my computer. So I went down, had a look. And yep, sure enough, there was like, basically like 1 million users. And then it shows you like a split graph of like the percentage of different headsets. So I've got a Rift S, and Rift S makes up the biggest market of headsets. It overtook Vive's. It's at the 26.5%, I think. And then the Vive is like 20%, and then it goes down from there until like it hits the index, which is like gained a huge market share, obviously, because they're like sold out for the longest time now. Like VR's really finally, I think it's finally hitting its stride where it's like sort of affordable.
Yep.
Like sort of. Like the Oculuses are pretty cheap, and like good quality. So that's probably why it has the biggest market share for both the Quest and the Rift S have both the biggest like market share put together. Because, but like I feel like we're probably in the back half of next generation we'll actually see people like buying VR headsets at like an affordable price, which I guess is what Sony was trying to do, but even then Sony's was bad. Like I've used Sony's VR headset, it's bad. Like you feel so sick. There's like a sweet spot for like not feeling sick in VR, right? And you want the most ideal thing for VR is having an 8K resolution in each eye. That's the most ideal, right? That's like the dream number to like get rid of like a lot of things like motion sickness and stuff. But obviously at the moment that's not exactly possible. Well, it's possible, but it'd be like $8,000. And the one, I forget what the Rift S is. It's like it might be like 2K in each eye or like 4K, but I can't remember what it is. But the Sony, like it feels like you're wearing like a pair of 1080p goggles. It's horrible. It's so bad. Like I felt so sick playing it. Would not recommend. Sorry, Sony.
Feels bad.
But like, yeah, I mean, this number is up like 30%, or like it's like the biggest growth since like the last hardware survey that they put out. And I mean, I feel like a lot of that's attributed to Half-Life Alyx as well, honestly. And also just general headset prices coming down, basically. And then final. Oh, actually, are you guys interested in VR at all?
Yeah.
Like,
So with the VR stuff, I was just looking it up. Like, 'cause it says you can get it in like 64 gig or 128. Like, why do you need like certain?
So that's the Quest. And I opted to not get the Quest. So so there's two. Oculus has two headsets out right now. They have the Quest. Well, they have three, but the Go is kind of trash. The Go's trash. Don't get it. So they've got the Rift S and they've got the Quest. The Rift S has to be plugged into your computer to work. The Quest is wireless, so you can walk around with that thing anywhere. So basically, the gigage is like you storing stuff on it. It's like you have a small PC on the front of your face. That's what the Quest is, and that's the reason why I didn't buy it. So basically, like it's cool and it's like efficient because you have no wires or anything. So that's nice. But the problem is it's so front heavy. After like a long session, your neck will be so sore because it's all on the front of your head. There's no like weight distribution. There's no support really. Just it's kind of not great. It also isn't as powerful as your PC. So the visual fidelity inside of the Quest isn't very good.
It's interesting because I'm on the Oculus site now. It has a higher resolution than the Rift S, but it has a lower refresh rate.
Exactly. And that's the thing though. You need the refresh rate because that's like your eyes, right? Like you know how like, most competitive gamers have like a 144 hertz monitor, right? Because you want it to look smooth and like the refresh rate has to be good. In VR, if you have a low refresh rate, your eyes and your brain get confused.
Start to strain,
Yeah, because they're like, wait a minute, your eyes naturally see higher than like, what is it? It's like 70 hertz. What is it? 70 hertz or something? It's something low. It's not
72.
good. Yeah, that's not good. You need
the
at
Rift
least
S has 80.
Yeah, below 80, you're gonna get sick because your eyes are like, oh, everything's lagging. Like, and your brain's gonna be like, oh, that doesn't feel very good. Like 90 is the most ideal. So like the Vive and like the Index and stuff. I think the Index might even be 110. But the higher the hertz, the more comfortable the experience is. And in the Quest, the visual fidelity just isn't there. Everything kind of feels like a bit muddier. The Quest has an OLED display, which makes the black's like way better, like in color. Whereas the black areas in games, let's say, on the Rift S look more gray. So like the true color is a bit more muted in the Rift S, but the Rift S uses the power of your computer, so your frames and stuff can be like helped by the computer as well, and the games look better because it's running off your computer's hardware, and it's also got like a halo support, like you put it on your head, then you it's like the PlayStation VR. Where it's got like the ring support, which is like the nicest feature of it, and the weight is more evenly distributed on it. So like that's why I'm able to play Alyx for like 3 hours and not feel like sore at all. But the only downside is the cord. Like you got a cord there, but like I mean I've had no issues with the cord. Like I've never even come close to like tripping over it. Like it's so I mean if you're going for either one of them, I would recommend the Rift S because like it also means you can play for longer than like an hour and a half as well. But they're both pretty good. They're just better at different things, I suppose.
Fair enough.
Very cool.
That are you guys like interested in it or
Interested, but sort of not looking to buy at this stage.
Same.
Gotcha.
Because I mean, it's like for me, if I was to set it up, I'd set it up in my room, and I barely have enough space to walk in my room, let alone sort of have that arm space.
Yeah,
and it is also a pretty hefty investment at like $650.
Yeah, I just don't think I would be able to get the money out of it at the moment.
Yeah, like I've been using it pretty much nearly every day, so for me it's feeling good because I'm like literally using it every day. But for someone who's like maybe gonna bust it out like once a week, I don't really recommend it at the moment.
That'd be me. Because I've got like, I bought the Samsung's version of like a VR headset where you just put your
No, that's just trash. Though.
Yeah. But it was a good test for me because I got that for $50, where it was like, oh, how much am I going to use it? I used it for the first week that I got it, and I haven't used it since. And then I had, like, for the most part, when I'm working full time and not working from home, I'm not gaming as much as I usually do. Like, I'll pull it out if I have time on a weeknight or whatever, but it's mostly just weekends for me. And at that point, it's like, oh, I jump on and I'll play whatever I play for like a couple of hours, and then it's okay, cool. I'm done until next weekend.
Yeah.
Like, I'd get mad use out of it now, where I've got like a week off work or I'm working from home. But yeah, in terms of just general use, if I was to buy one, I don't see that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cool. And last announcement. So Celador Games has announced Rogue Legacy 2. If someone doesn't know what Rogue Legacy even is, Rogue Legacy was like pretty much the first roguelite game, not roguelike game, that pretty much came to market and pretty much like spawned like an entire like genre basically. It's basically like it created a bunch of like tropes that you usually see, which is like, you know, end of game progression where like your character dies, but then your next character, you know, you bring upgrades with you on the outside and you take them in and stuff like that. And it's been years, like I want to say like 7 years or something, probably since like Rogue Legacy 1 came out. So pretty excited, honestly. It's like a pretty fun roguelike game where you play as like knights or like wizards or whatever, and you're like moving through a castle fighting bosses, the usual roguelike stuff. So if you're interested in that type of game, keep your eyes out for them.
Like the normal? Oh god.
Yeah, like the normal.
Pretty nifty. I'm just having a look at a couple of screenshots now.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, that's pretty good. As I guess that's most of the stuff that we've covered from, I guess, the past 6 months of no podcast. Was there any final thoughts or on anything we talked about today?
No.
Things that we're excited for?
Oh, I mean, I'm excited to see if Cyberpunk exists, and I'm excited to see I'm excited to see a release date for the consoles next year.
Yeah.
Well, Geordie, I can't wait to talk about it with you in 6 months' time when it should be released. All right?
Hell yeah, brother!
Very true. We can come back, look at this video in some respect after that, and see if any of our predictions have come true. I guess we won't be able to do our E3 predictions video that we usually do this year. So that's a real shame, but
I predict E3 will not happen.
Yes.
What?
Strong prediction. Nice. Can I get your closing statement, Geordie?
Please don't buy VR if you're not going to use it every second day. Thank you.
Nice. Brayden?
Go watch esports on ESPN.
Nice. That's a good plug. What would be my one? I'm going to say, now that everyone has a bit more time, support the gaming industry, buy some games from smaller developers, play some games, just get involved with it all. Nice. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of the Game Lounge podcast for April 2020. If you did enjoy, please be sure to not leave without leaving a like, comment, and subscribing. And until next time, I'll see you later.
See you later.
See you later.